Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University, and Dungeons and Dragons: Evil at Baldur's Gate, issue number 5 of 5. Okay, all honesty, I didn't actually buy this issue. I may though. I own the first issue. Actually, I own the first two issues. I did reviews for them. Yeah, whatever you guys saw, and pretty good. All intents and purposes, pretty good comic book. I like the two series before this one a lot better. I still haven't gotten my hands on the first series, the where they originally started at Baldur's Gate, apparently. But yeah, for the most part, I'm really digging this. You know what I'm saying? I like the Dungeons and Dragons stuff that Jim Zub is doing. Oh, which kind of reminds me, I should probably talk about all the people who are actually involved in this comic book. Therefore, there's an IDW release and written by Jim Zub, art by Francesco Moriar. Jeez, Francesco Mortarino. Probably should have checked that one in advance. I apologize, Mr. Francesco. Colors, Jordi Escuin, and letters, Neil Uyataki. So, this was basically the Boo issue, all right? And when I say I didn't actually purchase this one, it's because I was reading this one last night at the comic book store while I was waiting to get some stuff done. Anyway, so for all intents and purposes, really good issue. I did kind of fall off of this series, because it just it wasn't as action-packed and didn't have as much of a story, in my opinion, as the first two arcs that I'd read. The one with the Frost Giant, and the one the one in freaking Ravenloft. You know what I'm saying? Like, really good, great, immersive stories, and this one, it just didn't feel as fun for me. So yeah, I did fall off of this one. Again, I may decide to get the trade paperback. I'm not entirely sure or not, but I probably will. I probably will, just for the sake of conversation. I am a huge Dungeons and Dragons buff. Some of you guys actually know me from the Nerdarchy group, one of the largest internet Dungeons and Dragons groups that there is. I ran the Marvel Superheroes Advanced Role-Playing Game System with them. Ooh, and you're going to hear it here first on YouTube. If you aren't a member of my Comic Book University Facebook group, I know, Facebook group, what? But yeah, Dave from Nerdarchy said that he's going to run a Mutants and Masterminds campaign in a couple of weeks, and I'm going to be one of the guys sitting on the actually playing the game. So that'll be my first time playing the game, and that'll all be happening before I actually create my own RPG, which, yeah, enough of you guys know about. Anyway, enough of solicitations for the future. This was basically the Boo issue for all intents and purposes. This is exactly what I was looking for. You know what I'm saying? Boo is, the miniature giant space hamster. You know what I'm saying? That Minsk is in charge of. It's his spirit animal, so to speak, this ranger. And I've been waiting for Boo to do something really, audacious. We did get to see him do something at the very end when he actually turned giant size. They had the growth spell placed on him in the previous arc, which was pretty cool, but it was also very short-lived. The entire issue was devoted to Boo. And damn it, if this wasn't exactly what I've been waiting for every single time that I'm looking at this character. Because the character's fun, you know what I'm saying? And therefore, it makes the comic a funny comic book, because we're waiting for Boo to actually do something each time. You know what I'm saying? I do like that he gets them out of the situation from beginning to end, in some way, shape, or form. Like, that's what I'm really digging, because look, I read the Pathfinder comics off of Dynamite, and that's one of those comics where it really is a Dungeons & Dragons, Pathfinder, sort of story, where you really feel like you're immersed in that kind of a world, and it's like, holy crap, what's happening here? You know what I'm saying? Like, you really feel like they're rolling to hit and things like that. The Dungeons & Dragons, the Minsk and Boo stories and all these characters, they don't feel like you're actually rolling. They feel like, it actually feels more like the Dungeons & Dragons cartoon from way back in the day. You know what I'm saying? When I was a kid. I don't know if you guys ever seen that or not, some of the younger crew. But, I feel like it's, I don't know, more fun. If you guys can hear my kids out there playing, and man, I hope the wife is not letting them beat each other up. But the point is, it's... This is more fun than anything else, but it doesn't feel like actual Dungeons and Dragons. So there's the pros and there's the cons with reading this kind of an arc. You know what I'm saying? This issue, though, the writing style that Zub does and the art style that Francesco draws, this is exactly what I feel we're all looking for. This is undeniably what I'm looking for in this particular comic book. You know what I'm saying? You draw it with a slightly darker tone or with more serious, tones. Like the line art has to be, more pronounced faces as opposed to, everybody always smiling. I smile all the time, you know what I'm saying? And I'm former military, you know what I'm saying? But if I were back in the Dungeons and Dragons world where it's like, I only wish I was in a safer place like the Wild West, you know what I'm saying? I would not be smiling so much. I would be in a horrible kind of situation. I'd be like, oh my God, I've got to kill people just to stay alive. I've been attacked by goblins. I had to decapitate, goblinoids just to stay alive. Oh my God, there's a Knoll invasion. What am I going to do? I'm not high enough level yet. Yeah, I would not be smiling very much. I'd have a very grim, Conan and Red Sonja visage all the time. You know what I'm saying? I'd be like Call the Conqueror. You know what I'm saying? Just constantly like, I'm sorry, does he smile? No, he does not. Like, that's how I would be. You know what I'm saying? So this is a very lighthearted take on it. Even when serious things happen, I can't get invested in the characters and actually think that somebody's going to die. And even if somebody dies, it's like, oh wow, it's messed up. Somebody died. Huh. You know what I'm saying? Because it is drawn and it is written always in a way where it's not that darn serious. You know what I'm saying? It is meant to be funny. So if you're going to write and draw a comic book that way, this is the kind of issue that I want to see. This was the best issue that I've seen out of all of these. So, yeah, waiting to see what the price is going to be for the trade paperback. If it's cheaper to just go ahead and grab the issue number 3, 4, and 5 in regular comic book form, I'll just do that. But this is one of those that just for this particular issue, just for issue 5, this wrap up totally makes the whole series worth it. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely adorable. Loved this. Boo got his. Boo got his. Anyway, guys, that's going to be it for me. Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Class dismissed.